This is weird. Okay. My name's Vanessa D'Arpino, Nessa Darps for short, and I skateboard. The best thing about skateboarding, I would say, is the accomplishing feeling of learning something new. Spending time, so much time on one thing and finally doing it is the best feeling in the world to me. I'm gonna have to figure out like what I'm actually doing after. I'm gonna do that, hold on. I'm gonna like drop in and turn around because I feel like in my head, it works better. Yep. It's such a stupid mental thing. Like because I dropped in over here and turned around instead of like pushing over there. So there's a lot of things that I've done that I'm pretty proud of that I never thought I would do, especially coming back into skateboarding since I stopped for a long time. There's a lot of tricks that I thought I'd never do, so considering I've learned quite a bit coming back to it, I'm pretty proud of it, yeah. It's a lot, so like I could specifically name things, but it would be a lot. I've been skating for a long time, so it's a lot of tricks. Specifically, I never thought I'd learn crooked grinds. So I'm like super stoked on that because that was a trick I always dreamed of doing and I could never do it when I was younger. And I just learned it when I got back into skating. I guess I learned it about 5 years ago. So that's one that I'm definitely really happy about learning. So a crooked grind, if you don't know anything about skating, this is the nose of your board and this is the truck. So when you grind on the trucks, on a ledge or something like this, you're grinding on the metal here. A crooked grind grinds on the truck and it's crooked. So it's called a crooked grind because you're kind of crooked like that and you're grinding over here. That's all it is. The reason I stopped skating was just life, basically. I was probably around 19 years old. All of your friends kind of stop at that time, and it's hard to get the motivation. You move on to other things. It's just life. You start partying and stuff with your friends at that age. Just kind of young and stupid, I guess.
Doing it too much.
And yeah, lack of motivation when a lot of people stop doing it. A lot of your friends stop doing it. And I lost the love for it, I guess. But it was always kind of there still. I would do it, pick it up very randomly here and there. And every time I picked it up, I would still feel the love for it, but I never put the time in anymore. I didn't do the bottle flip. The reason I got back into it was basically the same kind of thing because of life, just life happening. I was in a rough situation, just a rough time in my life, dealing with a lot of things mentally.
Forget it, dude.
Skateboarding just felt like all I had. And I picked it up and instantly fell back in love with it. It gave me something to do, took my mind off of the hard things that I was going through, and it just helped me through a really hard time in my life. For me, personally, I feel very free and in the zone skating street, where skateboarding was born. At least I would say, like, street is the best. It makes you the most creative. It's the most fun to me personally. Skate parks are good, but they're really, at least in my head, they're meant for practice, which is good. It's great, and it's awesome that we have them nowadays, because back in the day there was no skate parks, right? Now there's so many everywhere, which is awesome. But personally, I feel the most free skating in the street. There's always gonna be a situation where people don't want you skating in the street. And it kind of comes with skateboarding, it comes with the territory. You get kicked out of a lot of places, especially in the big cities like downtown Toronto. You get kicked out everywhere. You just kind of get used to it, you have to deal with it, you can't really fight it. The worst thing, I would say, I guess, about skateboarding would probably be injuries, dealing with injuries. Getting frustrated when you're trying tricks, because things can be really difficult and it's a very big mental battle with skateboarding. That can be tough. But for me, I'd say injuries are the worst. Oh. Ow! That hurt my wrist. Once you're injured, you also have to stay away from skateboarding for a while, so that really sucks. And then it obviously can affect other parts of your life, so injuries, for sure, are the worst part about skateboarding. What are you doing?
I was wanting to run maybe and that hole.
No, this is so hard to skate. That's why I fell on just the nose slide. Like, it's like the hardest thing to just get there.
My name's Bianca, and I have many hobbies, and skateboarding is one of my biggest passions. I used to be a part of this girls' skate group, and they used to hold events for basically girls to come in and have a safe space, a comfortable space to skateboard. And I was living out west, but I would come and visit, and so I kind of got to skate with Vanessa a few times. And we kind of learned that like my pros in skateboarding were her cons and vice versa. And so we really had a good dynamic of when we skate together, we learn a lot from each other. And then when I moved back, we learned that we live very close to each other. And ever since then, we like pretty much hang out and skate every day almost. So we're probably best friends, if she'd consider me that. This park is like any do-it-yourself park. It has like, it's very makeshift, so everything, like nothing's perfect, so nothing is gonna make you flow in the way you will at a skate park. So it's very like street-like. And so from the difficulty of the terrain, you have to understand what you're able to do. I know she's capable of very tech tricks, and if it was a nice like smooth skate park with nice run up and all of the conditions were there, like she could do more than what you saw, but she tackled many obstacles and she got tricks on all the obstacles. She did every like set of tricks you can do in skateboarding, like getting air, doing a flip, doing a manual, doing something on the bank, doing a slide and grind trick. So she nailed all of the checklist. She even did the flat ground. Like, so she really like went through all the categories of skateboarding, and she took her abilities to the best she could with the terrain that she's given. And I think that's a lot to a big, it's a big point in skateboarding. Like, it's not about like what the trick you're doing sometimes. Sometimes it is about the spot you're doing it on, and something like just an ollie, like basically jumping in the air, can be a big trick when it's on something difficult, like according to the conditions. And when other skaters have skated in the conditions, they really understand what those achievements are. And always in skateboarding, we have one more try, which means 10 more tries, which means try again until you land it. And so you always just play the number game. Like if she's thinking I'm gonna try this 3 more times, I'm gonna say, okay, 5 more times, okay, 10 more times. And you kind of bargain with that. And you kind of know that any number you put down is a lie. And so it's encouragement to move forward and keep trying. And then you know when to stop. And like when it's really starting to bug you, then to like move on to the next trick and come back to it. So you kind of have each other to remind each other of that.
I started really warming up by just skating around, feeling out the banks and stuff, really. And then I moved to this because I thought it would be the easiest.
Yeah.
But I forgot, like, everything here is tough to skate.
Yeah, like usually like in like your ideal setting, this would be perfectly flat.
Yeah.
Like there are kind of waves in it, so
Yeah, the concrete's uneven and kind of like wavy, like she said, bumpy, I would say.
So every time you try, it's different.
Basically. This thing's the worst. The way to get to the ledge, the space that you have between the wall and the ledge is very short. So it just gives you not that much time to prepare for the trick.
That is my kryptonite, and that is where she excels is manuals. And so it was good that she
And I
got
only
that
did
in
one
the end.
today.
Yeah.
But there's
But it
nowhere
was
to do
cool.
it. There's nowhere to do it, really.
Yeah.
There's
Other
no
than that.
manual pad here. Even if there was, it'd probably be the hardest thing to skate ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, this place, it's super fun, looks so cool. Very tough to skate, very tough.
You get a lot of like pictures in your mind of what you want to do,
Yeah.
and then you go and try it, and it's not at all what you
Yeah,
do.
basically. It's just like street.
Yeah, maybe if you had like this in the Tony Hawk game,
Yeah,
and then you
that'd be
can like just mash the buttons and do tricks,
But like
Still
she was
fun.
saying before, it is a lot like street, the DIY parks, because they're never perfect, as you can see. They're very imperfect. And
the
yeah,
challenge.
you have a big challenge.
Yeah, the challenge
Skating
makes
is-
it impressive and fun. Like it gives you something like to work towards, even though like you might not be doing something like in your books like crazy, like
Yeah.
really good, but it's the challenge of the spot that makes it like a good achievement.
Yeah. For anyone who's interested in skateboarding, thinks it's cool, wants to maybe pick it up one day, the biggest advice I could give you is to just not be afraid. Just give it a chance. Know that you're gonna fall sometimes, and usually it's not as bad as you think it's gonna be, but you will get hurt. It's kind of inevitable if you keep at it, but it's worth it. That's the best thing I could say, is it's worth it, and just give it a shot. Don't be scared. So I have had quite a few bad injuries. Nothing that's taken me out forever. Some people have had injuries to a point that they can't ever go back to it, which that would be worst case scenario. Okay, I'm gonna do one more, because I kind of hit the bottom. I'm obsessed with skateboarding. If I have to stay away from it, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Better? My legs are dead. That was it. Just a manual. Good to go.